So I have 4 rods in the Lou Signature series that really fit some of my favorite techniques. And when they came to me and said, hey, we can design these, I knew exactly what I wanted to do as far as making the right handle lengths, to the right actions, and the right components to make this a really great series of rods. So first and foremost, I have a jerkbait rod. You know, this is a 610 medium heavy action. You know, it comes with a wind grip, so it's super comfortable when you're jerking that jerkbait. The handle length is designed so it's not catching you in the chest or in the stomach, and it's just really that perfect taper to it. So it's got an extra fast tip and allows you to throw a jerkbait a long ways, but more importantly, when you pop that rod, it really makes that jerkbait jump. Just great feeling rod. It's the perfect action, the perfect length, and to me, it's the ultimate jerkbait rod. The second rod in the series is a topwater rod. If you're throwing topwaters, especially smaller finesse topwaters like the KVD Splash, you gotta have something that has a softer tip. So this is a 7-foot medium action rod. It just allows me to throw these smaller to mid-sized topwaters really well. If I want to skip it underneath a bush or a boat dock, I've got the ability to do that with that softer tip to it. Still has plenty of backbone. It's got that shorter handle again. It's all about accuracy. This whole series of rods of mine, they're a little bit shorter, and I do a lot of target fishing, and they're designed to excel in that particular scenario. So it's a great topwater rod, and it's very versatile for a lot of other techniques too. This is a rod I love to throw a weightless ocho on, for instance. It's got that softer action, so it just casts a light bait or a light stick bait like that exceptionally well. The third rod in the series is probably the most versatile rod that I have in my whole arsenal. This is a 7-foot medium heavy action, and to me, it's my all-purpose target rod. I love to throw a spinnerbait, a swim jig, things like that. If I'm really focused on precision target casting, this is the rod that I'm gonna do it with. It's got an extra fast tip to it. Again, not a super long handle, but not a super short handle either. It's kind of the perfect in between, and it just handles, you know, that 1/4 to 3/8, even a 1/2 ounce bait really, really well when you're going for that pinpoint accuracy. You're fishing boat docks, you know, around tight bushes, things like that. When you need a great target rod, this will do it. I can throw a big topwater on it. It's probably the most versatile rod that I have in my boat, but it is one that I love to throw a spinnerbait. That's why you see I got one tied on. The last rod in the series is my signature series cranking rod. You know, I have a whole KVD series of cranking rods that, you know, really go top to bottom from everything shallow to deep. We added one in the signature series line, again, with the wind grips. It just gives you great comfort and feel. It's a composite rod, 7-foot, medium action. It's got a lot of backbone down in here and that soft tapering tip. Perfect for square bills, for red-eye shads, you know, all those mid-sized crankbaits. Really good target rod. Again, it's only 7 foot in length, so I can be very accurate, you know, boat docks and laydowns, cracks and rocks and things like that, bluff banks. I can make a real accurate cast, but I also still have a lot of power and control if I want to throw this red-eye shad in a grass bed offshore. So it's a very good all-purpose, all-around cranking rod, and it just fits the system really well. So, you know, the Lou Signature series is just an unbelievable lineup of rods. Each of these pros that are out there, we all have our specialists, we all have our strengths, and this whole series is probably the one lineup that you could go top to bottom and fish any technique and do it at a really high level. They're exceptionally well made, they have all the features, they have the components, they're great rods.